You know what? Why don't we just why don't we warm up with a little bit of sealed here? Lost Caverns of Ixalan sealed. I love these early access days. I hope y'all do too. Ooh, all right, we got a Galta. Galta Stampede Tyrant, 8 mana, 12/12. When it ETBs, you put any number of creature cards onto the battlefield. Pretty good. All right, we got one of the creature lands. We got a Tarian's Journal, Soul Cleaver, Unstable Glyph Bridge, which is kind of like a board wipe, and a Fabrication Foundry. So we've got some artifact build-arounds. Not great rares, to be honest. So let's see here. So we already saw our rares. Let's look. We have 2 of the Kutsil Malamet exemplars. Could be interesting. Double Cavern Stomper. Ooh, do we have ourselves a dino deck? For those of you that saw my pre-release guide, I built a dinosaur deck in that one. Ooh, we have a Thrashing Brontodon, Malamet Brawler. It's fine. Hidden Nursery. Ooh, we do have a Lore Keeper. How many dinos do we even have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? In green. And red is the other ones. We have 2 Dinotomatons, a Rampaging Ceratops. We have a Rumbling Rockslide, so that is some removal over there. Not great options in red. Grasping Shadows. We do have a Join the Dead. Okay. One of the better commons in the format, behind a Braid. Fanatical Offering, Stupefaction, Brine Fang. We have Hidden Acropolis, which is the cave land in black. Ooh, 3 Oaken Sirens. Can we make artifacts work? We do have a Fabrication Foundry and 3 Oaken Sirens. A Tinker's Tote. This card I think is actually going to be quite good here. Unstable Glyph Bridge. This is our board wipe with Craft. Don't know how good it is. It's probably going to want to be blue-white if we do the whole artifact thing. It's Out of Air. Hurl into History. I'm not sold on that necessarily. In black, we do have Skullcap Snail, Join the Dead, Double Deadweight, Tarian's Journal. That's about it for black. I don't know if we have the synergy to go around the 2 Kutzils here. Captivating Cave, Wander Glyph. Minecart is fine. Soul Cleaver has Vigilance. Whenever another artifact or creature is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on it. And that's also your opponent's creatures. Swashbuckler's Whip. Hunter's Blowgun. What do y'all think? What are we looking at here? We've kind of looked through the options so far, and I think there might be some sort of blue-white artifact deck here. There could be a black X deck. There could be a Dinos deck, but don't really have a ton of the Dinos. Hey, Randy, yep, first event. This is sealed. We're going to start out with a sealed today just to get the viewership up a little bit and post it as a VOD to the channel tomorrow. So that y'all can get ready for your pre-release as well. Which one is this again? Becomes a 3/4 when it attacks. Another creature gets +2/+0 and kind of Vigilance. I do like the big fat green creatures. We don't have the green Land Cycler. Or the red one. Oh, we do have the red one. Which makes... No, the black... The 5 mana black thing is the one that reanimates. I forget what that card name is. So what if we looked at green and went something like this, that's just not a good card. Herald Guide, fine. Axe Jaw. What's the walk do again? 5 mana, discover 4. It could be okay. Ridgeline, and then what if we tried to pair it with red? I don't really like the Tomb Raider. I don't like Hazard. This is not a deck for the Blade Master. Tully's Favor could be okay. I think Discover is going to be a pretty busted mechanic in this set, so that could be interesting. Hotfoot Gnome, Idol of the Deep King. I don't know if this is going to be much of an artifact deck. Plundering Pirate is... Plundering Pirate's okay. Galta with Polani's Hatcher would have been game over, yeah. We don't really have the dinos in this pool to really support this kind of red-green deck, unfortunately. And Galta's, like, not even that great in general because it's 8 mana to cast, and we don't really have the ramp. We're not going to take advantage of its other ability because all of our cards are going to be on the battlefield. Yeah, white-green, because we do have the double Kutzil here, I mean, we can just, like, play white-green good cards, I guess. Tarian Soul Cleaver's probably getting there. Careening Minecart's probably getting in there. I don't know if Galta will, but let's see what else. Brontodon's a great card. I don't know. We'll have to check on our dino count for the Lore Keeper here. Glimpse the Core is great. Brawlers are fine if you're a little bit more aggressive. Not outstanding, but they're fine. River Herald Scout is fine. What does this craft with? A cave? We might have a couple. We have a few caves. Twists and turns. That's the explore payoff, right? Yeah. I'm not huge on Baskin Capybara, but maybe we fit it in. Walk with Ancestors, maybe. Tendril, maybe. I don't really like that card, though. And then over in white, I think Deconstruction Hammer is okay. Probably 1 copy. Not a huge fan of the Cosmian Blast. This would not be a Fabrication Foundry deck if we go white-green. Family Reunion's fine. Bat Colony is much more of a cave build round. Maybe we get to draft caves today later. Glorifier of Suffering. I do like that card. Might of the Ancestors, I don't think is good enough. I do like Tinker's Tote. I don't really like Gem Guard. Archaeologist is fine. Glyph Bridge and Sandwing are fine. And then we get a copy of Courtyard and a copy of Nursery. And that puts us at exactly 40 cards. So that's an option. It's not a great option, but it's an option. The Kutzils really care about having creatures having power greater than their base power. And what ways do we have to do that? Baskin Capybara, Reunion, Glorifier, Guide Explores, Axejaw Explores. I mean, we have some ways. We have some ways, and then some bigger creatures as well. I mean, I'm not thrilled with this version of the deck here, but I mean, Galta, I just don't think this is a deck for Galta. How many dinos did we end up with? We ended up with 5 dinos. Maybe that makes the Lore Keeper playable with 5 of them? This is ramp as well. Could possibly play that. I don't think we're playing Twist and Turns. I don't think we need any of these other artifacts. I don't think we need a random cave here. We don't really have the cave build-arounds except for Bat Colony, which is a good one, but with only 3 caves in the deck. I wonder if we could splash Restless Ridgeline here. We're also lacking removal. Like, do we have any removal? Literal zero. All right, so literal zero removal here. Um, yeah, this pool is not particularly great. So what if we splashed like Rock Slide, this, the Cave, and then we could play like Bat Colony. And then we can play the Monstrosaur as basically just a 2-mana land mountain cycler to go find a mountain. Um, I'm not thrilled with these options here. I do like inverted iceberg. Oaken Siren, Pirate Hat, Shipwreck Sentry is the defensive creature. Stupefaction is fine. Out of air counterspells, counterspells. You know, what about this? What if we looked at blue-white? Yeah, Randy, I have noticed interaction is not great in this set, like you mentioned. So if we did like a blue-white control deck that's also a little bit artifact-based here. Which one does this do? Yeah, tap. Okay, get a counter. Archaeologists has artifact synergies. This is craft with artifact. This is a free card to put in there. And then we looked at blue. Puzzle Door. Siren, great. Blunder, great. Iceberg, great. Oaken Siren would be good. 3 of these. Pirate Hat. Maybe. River Herald Scout. Seems fine. Explorers win ETBs. Sentry. Stupefaction. I'm already liking this better. I mean, we can basically play almost every single blue and white card we have. We get a copy of a cave here. We can play the Minecart still and the Soul Cleaver. Don't think we need these. I mean, I'm not thrilled with any of these options here. I don't think we'd play Bat Colony. Maybe Reunion, maybe Protection, maybe Glorifier. And now we actually have some cuts to make, which, you know, could be pretty good. Destruction Hammer. I already have one. Don't think this is a Bat Colony deck. We don't have the caves. And I don't like Might of Ancestors. So I think we could try this out. And then what would we cut here? I don't, as much as I'd like Glorifier in general, I don't think this is necessarily a Glorifier kind of deck. So I'd probably cut that. I don't think this is a Destruction Hammer deck. We're not super huge on protecting or buffing our creatures here. Probably don't need the Pirate Hat. We still have 11 artifacts, which is good. And probably don't need the song. And I guess this is how we would run it. Again, I don't really like any of my options in this pool, but this is kind of where we're at. 9 blue sources for double out of air and a hurl into history, a couple of land cyclers. I think 17 lands is probably still okay with this deck. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's see if this does anything here. Not a single clue if this will be good. In fact, I think it won't. But we'll see. Playing against Iron Wolf here. I have played against Iron Wolf in previous iterations of early access. Yeah, sure. I'll keep this. Yes, Randy, is blue-white artifact control is what it's supposed to be. Which is why we've got 3 counter spells and 2 defensive removal spells and things like that. So, supposed to be control. And we did our best, but in sealed, it doesn't really come down to synergy. It's just like, what cards in what colors do you have? And this is kind of where we ended up here. Deep Cavern Bat. Alright, so I think I'm going to cycle this Sandwing here. And now, unfortunately, he knows that we have Hurl into History in hand, which makes this a whole lot worse. Deep Cavern Bat is a really good card in this set. Because I don't have a lot of removal. Got rid of our Tinker's Tote. Okay. I think I'll just be mana efficient here and play the Careening Minecart. Next turn we can play the Siren and crew the cart and attack. Alright, what do you do? Discard any number and then draw that many +1. Beginning of your end step, if you descended, if you have 3 or more, it turns into a land. Word that discovers. That's pretty good. Alright, Oaken Siren, come on. Get our treasure token. Okay. I don't think I'm cycling the Brine Fang here. Now he's just going to play around Hurl into History. What does this do whenever... If you descended this turn. Okay, that's why it's getting counters here. It's got Death Touch, right? Yeah. Could trade it for the Minecart. Don't really like that, though. I could hold this back to just trade with the bat. I mean... Guess that's all I'm doing here. It's got Vigilance. And he knows we've got to Hurl into History, but, I mean, we don't have anything else to do, so... Just gonna hold it up. For those of y'all watching right now, how's the chat over here? Is it working out all right? You prefer it just not on the screen at all? It's the first time I've had chat on screen during a live stream. I thought it might assist a little bit for y'all, but it's up to you. Yeah, I mean, may as well. Don't really have anything else to do. Alright, so we get to discover you may not play these cards. What's this stuff? You may not... Oh, okay. It didn't highlight the one. Okay, so I get Cosmian Blast into hand, because it had no target. That's why. It didn't even give me the option. I see, I see. So now you know how Discover is kind of working out here. Alright, he gets to turn that into the land. And I guess we're just casting the Brine Fang here. I mean... Unfortunately, this stupid Marionette does well against it, but we can Cosmian Blast the Marionette if it blocks. Alright, let's see if he starts to go off with Discovering here. Alright, Hoverstone Pilgrim. 5-mana 2/5 flying, ward 2, and they can mess with some graveyards. And it also discovers. Into Tarian's Journal. Alright, here comes the power of Discover. Alright, another Cosmium Blast. So I guess we're just going to go ahead and attack with Brine Fang. We just had to get that out of the way here. Oh, why did I do that? Why did it misclick? Meant to cast the Gem Guard, and it just like kind of clicked right through it. So that was slightly annoying. And by slightly, I mean very annoying. Would have had a 4-mana 4/4 there. Alright. Yeah, Discover. Pretty busted. 4 mana, 3 mana for a 4/3 and a 2/1 and a map token. Mainly because of the land over here, but okay. I will have to use Cosmium Blast on that and take 4 mana from the Raptor, unfortunately, because dead weight. Yep. So we have to take 4 mana. Or we have to take 4 damage from the Raptor, but we do need to get rid of that stupid thing. Land wouldn't be bad. We can go Gem Guard and Tinker's Tote here. Okay. So let's play the Tote. Crew the Mine Cart, and then get in there. If they trade with Raptor, I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's fine by me. Then we'll play Gem Guard. Just go ahead and do that here. Tap 2 on... Oh, I can do it to itself. Alright, well, am I blocking this? No, not really. Alright, let's do it again. Why not? Make it a 5/5. Don't see why not. Runaway Bolter, just keep on discovering. I do like Mephitic Drought. What's this one do? Ooh, 6 damage to a creature. Well, that's unfortunate. Can't do anything about that, though. So they have a Fanatical Offering in hand. Alright, Brine Fang. You do your worst. And I'm just going to leave the Tote here because I think we had some craft in the deck. Craft with Artifact, potentially. Oof. Well, that's our only threat. And it gets to discover... Wait. A permanent spell. Okay. Well. Yeah, down goes our 6/7. What could we get back with this? An artifact card? So we can get the Gem Guard, we can get the Mine Cart. We can get Oaken Siren. Getting Gem Guard back seems pretty good. We can cast it too. And then we can also make it a 5/5. Okay. That's a threat. Our cards are actually doing something. Discover, hitting, join the dead to kill the gem guard. Perfect timing again. Man, this card has absolutely destroyed us. They've gotten about 6 cards worth off of that. So, we're doing what we can. Alright, what do you do again? Put a 1/1 counter and you can make it into a 4/3 flyer. Yeah, yep. They have drawn the removal exactly when they needed to each time. Yeah, Discover is busted, Randy. I agree. And he's discovered every turn. Like every single one. What does this do again? Whenever it attacks. Okay. Activate only as a sorcery, right? So I can attack with my 4/4 here. Let's see what I can find first. Well, that's a counterspell. Doesn't super help me, but I mean, I'll trade this for their 3/4 here. Or just let it bounce, I guess. Because this attacks as a 5/5 right now. Thought they were going to trade, but they won't. Gonna give it trample. Dreadmaw's Ire. So yeah, this card is really good. +2/+2 trample. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they get to destroy an artifact I control. So basically, this is gonna hit me for 6, and they get to kill a creature I control. I don't like using this on Dreadmaw's Ire here, but I mean, it basically lets him win the game on the spot. Not that we have a lot going for us right now, but I mean, you know, we have something. Oh, jeez. Maybe he just runs out of cards. Cast a free deadweight, because why not? Oh my gosh. Alright, so this card right here, Brass's Tunnel Grinder, holy moly, has it just kind of destroyed us this game. Go ahead, because why not? So if you can find ways to repeatedly discover, I mean, basically GG's. I'm not even sure how many cards left he has in his deck that are even remotely relevant. He should have about 9 lands left. So there's only 2 non-lands, but I mean, we're kind of like dead. Synapse Necromage. Yeah, man, he's got like a draft deck over there. This thing has Menace. Is there an onboard trick here? I don't think so. Alright, what does this one do now? Cast a creature from your graveyard this turn. Yeah. It's not really going to do anything. So, got us here with Endless Discover. Look, I think our sealed pool is among the worst ones we probably could have opened. I think we're playing like one rare, maybe two. But they're like not even like the great ones. We just drew one of our rares there at the end, and obviously didn't do anything. Playing against Numat the Nummy here. Who's ready to lose? I am. Let's keep it here. Alright, see if we can find ourselves a land. Sweet. Hey there, Turkey Jerky. Going well. Playing against Numat. Good to have you in the stream. Yeah. We are going to have our work cut out for us. We have a very horrible blue-white artifacts deck here. Our sealed, this is a sealed game. And sealed kind of, our pool was just not great, to say the least. Alright, let's just get our threat down here. I could hold up counter spells, but I want to make sure I get my creature down. And now we can kind of hold up the counters. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being here. If it weren't for you, I couldn't do it. I mean, I could. It just wouldn't be as fun. Fabrication Foundry. Add white only to cast an artifact or activate the ability of an artifact. You can bring an artifact back. Or I could just hold up Out of Air. Out of Air still can counter a creature spell. So let's just play this. And then get in here. Well, I guess I should have put a counter on these pre-combat if I was going to do that. First day of the new set. It's going to be tough. Really hope he doesn't have removal for the Gem Guard here now, because I did tap out of Air. There's the removal for the Gem Guard here. What does this do again? So it's a board wipe that we're not going to cast right now. So let's cast this. What does this craft with? Craft with a creature. Okay. This can still crew though, right? Yeah, can't attack activated abilities. I do believe it can still crew. Is the Gem Guard a common? Who knows? Can't tell. Can't tell with that symbol. I think it is a common. Alright, we'll go ahead and counter that. And he's off it. Alright. We just beat Numat the Nummy. Can't say I expected to have that happen. But I will take it with our mediocre blue-white deck. For those of you that have just joined, and Turkey Jerky as well, sealed for a few hours and then draft. Is there a schedule? Not quite a schedule. We're just going to do one sealed, though. So I'm probably going to be done with sealed within the next 30 minutes. And then we're just going to be drafting for the next 6 hours. So Yeah, probably sealed until 2:45 Eastern, and then draft for probably another 4 or 5 hours after that. So I think I'll be ending today around 7 Eastern, if I remember correctly. But as I was going to say, can you let me know if you like the chat on screen, the transparent chat on screen on the right there? Just curious. Because it is the first time I've tried that out. I don't know if it's going well for y'all or not. Kind of gets in the way of cards that are cast, but I mean, can let you read it on the left side. Oh, you're on delay? It's probably a short delay, though. What do they have now? Okay. Equip 2, whenever another artifact or creature is put into a graveyard. Yeah, it's still good. We're just going to play... Probably get Oaken Siren on the battlefield here. Lets us cast another one, and we can cast Iceberg next turn. Oh, caught up now. Oh, it was on delay on your end. Okay, we're good. Cool. This equips for 2. It already has Vigilance, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just try this out first. Yeah, Veximian, I can do that. My thought is whenever I click on a card for you to read it for a longer period of time, the chat would then be in the way of that. There's never really a good spot to put it. I mean, if you'd prefer it on the left, that's okay. It's just if you want to read something, it'll be harder to do that. But I can try to do that if you'd prefer. Let's see. Kind of gets in the way of the lands too over here. Maybe if I had it a little bit higher? Something like that, maybe? Let's try that out for size. Activate only as a sorcery. Well, I don't really see a need to go into... That's fine. Fortunately, that's not... Ooh, I can craft with artifact already. You know what? Let's do it. Why wouldn't we? Okay, so we exile one from our graveyard, and it becomes a 6/6. 6/6 on turn 3 with upside. Sure. Alright, so he's just exploring. The Millennium Calendar. Glutton vibes. Don't get me started on Hamlet Glutton. I think I'm not going to play Archaeologists here. In the event that Iceberg goes to the graveyard, I can get it back, which seems pretty good to me. So, Randy, set goes live on Tuesday. Today's Thursday. Yeah, set goes live on Arena for everyone on Tuesday. So let's play Siren. Let's equip this over here. And I guess we can explore as well, because why not? Let's explore on this one. Who knows? Why not? Okay, got another land in the hand. So tap or untap artifact or creature. So let's tap it. And what is it allowing me to do? Oh, move this around? Okay, that's fine. Alright. Can he get a Millennium Calendar win? See, this is the part where now it's over on the left besides chat if you want to try to read it, but doing the best I can. So 4, 5. It's a tap land. This lets us play Brine Fang next turn if I play Hidden Courtyard. Might also just be dead. I mean... Go to 1? Yeah, I mean, I guess I die here. The only way I lose this game is if he's got a board wipe, so I'm just not gonna cast the Archaeologist. Hey there, Ruben. Going good. Playing our first sealed. Game 3, we are currently 1-1 with the Blue-White Artifacts deck. And beat Numat the Nummy. So it's going good. Good to have you. Yeah, there is a black board wipe, so I'm just not gonna play this for that reason. Yeah, that should be okay. Wonder if there's a way to keep track of descend or descend X without having to check over and over and over again. 4-2 indestructible, that's fine. And it looks like we should be able to get the win here. Currently 1, and I don't see a descend count anywhere, so unfortunately not. Yeah, that iceberg, boy, that overperformed there. That was a really, really good card. Granted, I also had 2 Oaken Sirens to flip it on like turn 3 or something stupid. So that was really good. But yeah. Oh, look. Another iceberg. I'm not going to mulligan a hand with an iceberg. Ruben, is descend marked on the card itself? I don't know. Maybe. We'll have to see. We don't have a lot of descend in our deck. We're kind of relying on our opponent to descend in these games. David, how do I feel about white-blue as a whole? Can I cast? No. Guess I'll just do this here. Not... I think it's actually going to be relatively strong. We have what I think is not a great version of it here, but I think the deck has a ton of inevitability. There's some decent counterspells in this format. I mean, I already like Oaken Siren and Inverted Iceberg more than I thought I would. I think it's going to be relatively good if you build it like a control deck. I do think it's going to be a true control deck, but it seems okay. I mean, there's a ton of artifacts. This deck has this format has so many artifacts. Well, I guess we're just playing the cards we can play here. I don't think I'm gonna cycle that. How do you flip the iceberg? So you have to craft with artifact. Do you know what craft does, or is it just you need to know what it crafted with? So you exile the artifact. Okay, you do know. So you exile the artifact, and then you also exile another artifact from your battlefield or graveyard, and then you flip it. That's a tough one. Now I need the white. Although I do have Hurl into History up now. How am I able to cast this? Oh, with Fabrication Foundry. Okay. I could probably hold off on casting the Glyph Bridge. Maybe this turn I can cast Hurl into History. I can also flip the iceberg right now. Do we have an artifact in the graveyard? No, we'd have to get rid of something on the battlefield, which is less fun. So I think I'm just going to hold up the history. Get rid of the equipment? I could. But the Glyph Bridge is going to really wreck him here. Oh, Voxy. I didn't even know I was playing against Voxy. wreck her. Well, that is a good one to counter. All right, here comes Oaken Siren. And my turn. All right, now do we cast the Glyph Bridge here just to get rid of the 5/4? I think that's probably worth it, although we... I was going to say we can play a 3/5. Can flip the iceberg. I think it's going to be good getting rid of this thing here. So, yeah, it has super menace turkey jerky, so it can't be blocked by 3, or it can only be blocked by 3 or more creatures. So I'm going to just kill the Ceratops here. And then... I should have equipped that. That was kind of a mistake, but it'll be okay. I think I'm just gonna... oops. So many things on the board. I really hope she doesn't have a braid. Nope, okay. Yeah, a braid in this set seems OP. I do really like Oaken Siren in these decks. I think Oaken Siren is going to be a key to these blue-white decks. And even blue-red decks, too, because they're both artifact-based. So I should have an extra counter on my Siren here because of the Soul Cleaver equip, but... we're not here for optimized play, we're here for fun. I can flip the Inverted Iceberg next turn with a treasure. Why do I keep getting priority here? Why is the treasure letting me constantly get priority? What does this flip into as well? Yeah, sure. So it didn't matter that we didn't equip it. It was going to die anyway. Alright, we'll go to my turn. Oh, hello there. Could just cast that, too. I've got so many things I can do. What do I do? Can flip this into a 5/3 flyer, but that's not great. I mean, I could just play a 6/7, and the next turn play a 3/5 gain 3, and the next turn play a 6/6, and the next turn play a 5/3. I mean, I could just do all of this. So, yeah, let's just do this. I'm not going to crew. Does it have menace? It does have menace. Okay. Does it have death touch? It can have death touch. Alright, alright. Okay. Is there a way to keep up 2 blue mana? So I have 6, so I can do something for 4? This crafts for 5, but I can use that. This crafts for 6, but I can use that. So what if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, craft with the artifact in the graveyard. This leaves up out of air for a creature spell here. That was an animation. Whenever an opponent casts a spell during their turn, they can't attack. And whenever they attack, they can't cast a spell. This card is so annoying. I don't even know what that does, but I'm going to counter it. Because why wouldn't I? Yeah, look how stupid this is. So whenever an opponent casts a spell during their turn, they can't attack. And whenever they attack, they can't cast a spell. So they have to choose to either cast spells or attack me. As long as the Wanderglyph is on the battlefield. It is ridiculous. Really hoping they don't have that, Okay, so she can't attack me now. What does that do? Here you go. Here's the descent count. Yeah, so Ruben, you were wondering about descent. It does show it on the cards, and it probably will in your hand. We just don't have descent cards in our deck. Return target permanent from your graveyard to your hand, getting back the triple menace thing. Yeah, that makes sense. This has flying. Oh, and she can cast it. Yikes. Okay. That's pretty good. In order for me to craft this, I have to get rid of something relevant. Which I don't really want to do. I could play the Sandwing here. I could cycle the Sandwing. Gives me 5 mana. 6 with the Foundry. Yeah, this is kind of a stimulation overload here. Alright, let's just get our creature down. Gain a couple of life here. We do still have the minecart to crew. She draw removal for the Wanderglyph? Hopefully not. She did. Well, I can bring that back with the Foundry now. Somehow. If I do some math. Randy, you could just pay 2. So Poison Dart Frog gets Death Touch until the end of turn. You pay 2 mana. Jeez, how do I play this deck? So what can this do? This can pay 3, exile or one or more other artifacts you control with total mana value X. And if I want to get the Glyph Bridge back, it has to be 5, which would mean Minecart and Iceberg, which I don't really want to do here. So I can flip the Iceberg by getting rid of the Soul Cleaver. This isn't doing much right now, although it can give something Vigilance. Let's do this. Let's equip Soul Cleaver here. Has Vigilance. It'll continue to get bigger. We have a Cosmium Blast to deal with. Yes, Turkey, there is a way to use the board wiping. Does this have reach? Oh, this has reach. Oh, crap. There is, and I can do that next turn using the Foundry here. So, yeah. I can get rid of their 1-drop using Cosmium Blast, make some blocks, and then get this back next turn, crafting away like Minecart or something. So I'm going to get rid of their 1/1 because that survives the board wipe. And then Sandwing grows to a 4/6. And end the turn. And the next turn we would have to use the Foundry to exile these two artifacts to get back the glyph bridge to wipe the whole board is what we can do. All right, Ruben. Have a good dinner. It says menace. Ah, jeez, we're gonna have to go pretty low here. I could have crewed the minecart to block, but I have to keep it back to craft with the foundry next turn, which is why I didn't. So let's attack first, and then do this whole shebang. So x equals 5, get this back, get rid of these two. Oh no, it's only if you cast it. Okay, well, that's... now you know, if you end up with both of those rares in your deck, then, it's only if you cast it. There are some cards in this set that say, if you cast. Particularly because of Discover. So now you know. Don't do as I just did. I would love to go peek in on Voxy's stream and see if she saw that before I did, and then see if yes, Discover is cast, but I think there's some things worded a specific way so that you can't just like aimlessly discover through some cast triggers or something. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that, but there's some weird interactions when it comes to cast versus enters the battlefield versus all that stuff. But so when you're at your pre-release tomorrow, be sure to read the card. What do I want? I think I want Oaken Siren. This card has just been so good. Ooh, it's Quinth. I do love me an It's Quinth, firstborn of Gishath. Okay, let's play Scout, see what we find. I don't think we need that, technically. That's also more craft fodder in our graveyard now. So now we can just... I'm gonna use this mana to explore here so that I can play a tap land. Sure. No, I don't really need that either. A little... It's a little late. So... Alright, 3 mana, 3/4 Vigi, make a map. Lands. You love it. So I can get back the puzzle door next turn, or I can just scry 3. Probably just gonna scry 3 here. That has reach. That is annoying. Yeah, oh, there we go. There's something. Cosmium Blast. Well, let's get a 4/4 first, so they can't keep attacking with the Sentinel here. I'll scry 3. Obviously get rid of these, and is Out of Air worth it here? I think Out of Air is probably okay. And pass it back now. Alright, well now he can attack with the Sentinel still, and we'll try to make it a 4-5, which would require me to block with everything. Okay, probably don't want to attack with it anymore, although it's possible. Okay. Activate only as a sorcery, right? So I could discover, but I could just hold up both of these, so let's just do that. Discover again. Alright, so it is now a 4-5. Pathfinding Axejaw. Not Discover, sorry. Explore. Oof. That is a great card that needs to get countered. He's 6-2 with the sealed pool? Well, I am one of those 2 losses. Yeah, I think I'm getting rid of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess he can get rid of both of the sirens here. I don't like it, but I can't have this thing continue to attack me over and over and over again. So conversely, I could trade Siren and Cosmium Blast, but then the spider's still here, and yeah, I guess I'll just trade these 2 creatures. That is not at all what I needed. So I think here I've just got to discover 4 and see what I hit. Yeah, sure. I mean, worse things have been hit, although that might be our only 1 drop in the deck. So we discovered 4 and hit a 1. This thing explores every single turn. Alright, well this is probably the end of our sealed run here. Unfortunately. Yeah, I think we are about done. I think the equipment is good. I don't think it's good in this deck. I think it would be outstanding in a creature-based deck, but we don't have one of those. I just figured I'd put it in because it's a very cheap artifact. I mean, we're drawing all lands too, so like we're doing literal nothing. But I think it's good. I just don't think it's in the right deck, like I said. So Rowing Rites of Itlamok turning into a Gaia's Cradle. Yeah, we have lost this one. It doesn't really do anything here, unfortunately. So, yeah. That'll do it for our sealed run, I believe. What are we, 2 and 3? 3 and 3? Who knows? The deck wasn't very good either way. Kind of punted a game away there with 2 rare interaction cards that I'm probably sure basically no one else in this format will run into here in the chat throughout this entire thing, with the Glyph Bridge and the 2-mana artifact that kind of you know, bring something else back, but it is only on cast, and now you know. So I'm gonna cut this for a what's it called? For a VOD on the channel tomorrow, so you can watch this tomorrow. And if you're watching it tomorrow, then you don't really even need to know that. So see y'all later.